Thank you for your interest in volunteering with the District of West Vancouver, and welcome to our online orientation. My name is Jill Lawler, and I'm the Senior Services and Community Wellness Manager with the Parks, Culture and Community Services Division with the District. Our Parks, Culture and Community Services Division offers a variety of programs and services, including our community centers, our Seniors Activity Center, our recreation programs, our youth services, our volunteer services. We also offer cultural services, filming, special events, festivals, parks, trails, and fields. Many of our programs and services are delivered with the active support of our amazing volunteers. Their work is managed by our volunteer services team, which includes a program coordinator and 2 assistant program coordinators, with offices located in the West Vancouver Community Centre and the Seniors Activity Centre. We also have a wonderful team of program instructors that lead and offer our in-person orientations and trainings.
I'm Maggie. In the summer of 2017, my almost perfect life came to a standstill when my beautiful husband died way too young. I found myself alone and wondering what to do and where to go. I volunteered with the local hospital and hospice, and while this was really rewarding, I needed something a little more lighthearted to help me through my own time of grief. I'd used the facilities at the West Van Rec Centre for many years, so one day I popped into volunteer services and it changed my life. The lady who met with me was so enthusiastic and supportive. She told me there's a plethora of opportunity out there. Go find a couple and see how you get on.
Hi, my name is Cecile Dye, and I'm a volunteer at the West Vancouver Senior Activity Center. I initially started volunteering, like a lot of other people, for school-related requirements, but I ended up staying long after my hours were completed. So why did I do this? One reason was personal development. Through volunteering, I made several valuable insights myself. I'd see myself as someone too antisocial to ever be effective in areas such as leadership and collaboration. So it really surprised me how much I enjoyed working with the people here, something that made me more confident in other aspects of life. The second reason is relationships with others. I met many great people and made several friends at the Senior Center and encountered a diversity of perspectives through chatting with other volunteers and customers during slow hours.
I'm very lucky to be working alongside amazing individuals who are very generous with their time. Everyone has their own unique reason to volunteer, and I've seen people who are looking to make connections, make great friends, improve their English, and genuinely have a great time while volunteering.
I love doing it because I enjoy people, I enjoy helping them. I get to meet old friends, make new friends, and it's an opportunity to talk to people that are alone. Many of them come to our senior center. I work in the cafe bussing tables and helping people with their trays, and many of them come and are all by themselves. And so it's an opportunity to sit down and say hello to them, get to know them, and I really enjoy it. I go away knowing that I've enjoyed my day and hope I've made a difference with somebody else.
The center offers so many opportunities to connect with all ages from our community. The center is vibrant, full of energy and activity each and every day. Volunteering at the Seniors Activity Center is truly an amazing, rewarding, and meaningful experience. To me, volunteering is a wonderful way to be of service and to make a difference in the lives of others.
Our goal as a team is to create innovative and meaningful volunteer opportunities, to develop our volunteers with leadership and to enhance our program delivery with the wonderful support of our volunteers.
I now volunteer at the West Van Museum and Archives, where I'm learning so much about the history and development of our municipality, the people who shaped it, and who, of course, shape us. So come join us, have some fun, invest a few hours in this beautiful community we call home, and who knows, maybe your life will change too.
In the next part of our video presentation, we will provide you with information about volunteering and our policies and procedures that our volunteers must follow. Please pay attention throughout this video, as you will be required to complete a few questions about what you have learned. After this video, you will find links to volunteer opportunities, as well as other sources of additional information.
There really is something for everyone. Volunteering is such a great way to kickstart a positive change within yourself and within the community that I really hope you get involved.
I find volunteering to be a truly rewarding experience. It taught me a lot about myself and the world around me, and I hope that there are many people that might feel the same way.
Thank you for choosing to volunteer with the District of West Vancouver. We are lucky to have you.
First, we're going to review the terms and conditions of volunteering with the District of West Vancouver. The second part of this orientation covers the policies and procedures you must follow while volunteering with us. In order to volunteer with the District of West Vancouver, you need to be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident in order to be eligible to volunteer in Canada. Be at least 14 years old. Present a government-issued ID that displays name, date of birth, and photo. Present a valid BC Medical, BC Care Card, or BC Services Card with a personal health number. Have a good understanding of English, at least level 4. Complete a general orientation and further training as needed. Commit to a minimum of one term, 3 to 4 months when volunteering for programs. One-off opportunities at events and relief shifts are also available. Have your parents' permission if you're under 15 years of age. Next, we're going to talk about the role of our volunteers and who they usually interact with. In our modern society, volunteers play a huge part in the running of our communities. The role of our volunteers is to enhance the delivery of the programs and services we offer. They create a sense of community and add value and expertise. Volunteers complete an orientation and training and receive guidance and support from staff in order to prepare for and succeed in their roles. They should always ask staff for assistance when necessary. Different placements come with different expectations and provide different experiences. Ask a supervisor or the volunteer coordinator what's expected from you if you're unsure of your role or don't have enough information. Our volunteers interact with one or several of the following groups of participants who have different needs and abilities. Early years, 5 years and under. School age, 6 to 12 years. Youth, 13 to 18 years. Adults, 19 to 55 years. And seniors, 55 and older. Individuals with disabilities, conditions that sometimes are invisible to others. Newcomers to Canada or the community. Next, we're going to talk about what we expect from our volunteers. Volunteers represent the District of West Vancouver. Their attitude, appearance, and actions play a large role in how the community perceives the district. We expect them to be friendly, approachable, professional, and flexible. Volunteers are expected to commit to their placement, always be on time, and make their volunteer role a priority during volunteer time. We expect volunteers to be reliable and responsible. In unforeseen circumstances, such as illness or emergencies, we ask volunteers to notify their program supervisor and the volunteer coordinator about their absence as soon as possible. It's important to come with a learning attitude and accept constructive feedback. Feedback allows volunteers to understand their strengths and areas for improvement. Volunteers need to keep confidential the information they receive or become aware of in the course of their volunteering. Volunteers are required to follow the policies and procedures of the district. These policies and procedures outline responsibilities and establish the rules of conduct. It's important to stay informed and ask questions if there's anything that's unclear. Volunteers need to attend bi-yearly meetings for idea sharing and updates. Effective communication is key to success. The best way to communicate with the volunteer services team is through email or by phone. Volunteers need to ensure their email and contact information are up to date and correct. Please notify staff about absences as soon as possible. Let us know about any issues or concerns that might affect your volunteer duties. When emailing or leaving a message, you need to include first and last name, phone number, area of volunteering, position, and times of shift. Excellent customer service is crucial to the success of our organization. It involves greeting everyone, smiling, remembering names, listening, and paying attention. Active listening helps create a connection. Helping when needed and being honest to build trust. Being respectful. Being professional. Inquiring and following up if you don't know the answer. When in doubt, ask. Being supportive and developing relationships. Using positive wording. For example, instead of "I don't know, I'm not sure," say, "Let me find out for you." Being proactive. Prevention is better than intervention. In a challenging situation, try to steer participants away from any actions or comments that might trigger further issues. Ask for help. Considering the possible reasons for specific behavior. They are often not related to the situation at hand. Keep that in mind if someone is behaving inappropriately or changes his or her behavior. Not taking it personally. It's important to track the number of hours you have volunteered and to log them online or in the binders available at some sites, unless you're aware of your hours being automatically logged. You need them when you apply for jobs, citizenship, scholarships, graduate programs, service, and community awards. We need to report to the District and Council of West Vancouver on the number of volunteers, where they volunteered, and for how many hours. We also need this information when we raise funds to keep our programs and services affordable. It's important to enter your hours online, as confirmation reports can be printed directly from the volunteer management software we use. For character-type references, please ask your direct supervisor to sign off on the number of hours and to complete an evaluation. Our volunteers give generously of their time, talent, and expertise. To recognize their contributions, we schedule appreciation events and opportunities for further development throughout the year. During the National Volunteer Week in April, we recognize volunteers of 5 to 40-plus years at a long-term service award ceremony. On our Wall of Acclaim, displayed at City Hall and other sites, we include the photos of outstanding volunteers along with a description of their achievements. Every volunteer receives a free 5-visit pass once a year. We offer workshops and presentations to further develop skills and address relevant issues. Here's what happens next. Following the successful completion of this orientation, you'll receive a welcome email. Afterwards, you need to connect with the volunteer coordinator to make an appointment and discuss your next steps. Volunteers who are 19 years and older are required to complete a criminal record check. The process of obtaining it will be explained during your interview with the volunteer coordinator, as it varies depending on where you live and what your status in Canada is. On the District of West Vancouver website under Be Involved and then Volunteer, you can find out more about the general and current volunteer opportunities available. The different areas of volunteering you will find listed there, and when you click on each of them, you can find specific details and contact information. Better Impact is the volunteer management software we use. Your volunteer page contains information about the different volunteer opportunities available. From there, you can also view your volunteer schedule, enter the hours you volunteered, and print reports. Make sure the start and end dates are correct. In the top right corner of the Better Impact homepage, you can find the My Profile tab. Clicking on the drop-down arrow displays the types of information you need to complete. Please go to the Contact Information, Additional Info, Interests, and Availability pages and enter your information. The Additional Info page asks for emergency contact information, reference info, your special skills, and reasons for volunteering. On the Interests page, you can indicate your general and specific interests as well as the activities you'd like to help with. On the Availability page, please select the days of the week you can volunteer and times of day when you're available. To enter your hours, you need to go to the Hours tab. Select the activity you volunteered for, the date, and then enter the hours and minutes you volunteered, unless you're aware of your hours being automatically logged. If you click on the Schedule tab, you'll see the names of the activities you're scheduled for, the date, and the start and end times. The Schedule tab also displays the unscheduled and seasonal activities you volunteer for example, committees. The list of your scheduled activities, you will need to enter the correct start and end dates to see the list of your scheduled activities for a certain time period. In order to see your scheduled activities in a calendar view, you need to use the Single Month Calendar Schedule report. Make sure you enter the correct start date. Clicking on the View Report tab brings up the selected month's calendar view and your scheduled activities. You also have the option of exporting your schedule or sign-up details into an Excel file. Next, we're going to talk about the policies and procedures you must follow while volunteering with us. The first one concerns privacy, confidentiality, and media. The District of West Vancouver is legally obligated to protect the personal information it collects from participants, employees, volunteers, and others. Personal information means information about an identifiable individual such as name, age, address, phone number, marital status, education, and other. Volunteers should not give out anyone's personal information. When in doubt, they need to ask their supervisor. Volunteers should not disclose any information received in the course of their volunteer work. Volunteers should not discuss details of their volunteer work with any media representatives. Volunteers' information is collected and protected in accordance with the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. We use the collected contact information only to communicate with volunteers in regards to their volunteering with the district. If you have any questions about the collection and use of personal information, please contact the District of West Vancouver's Legislative Services Office at 604-921-3497. Next, we discuss emergency management. In an emergency situation, or one involving first aid or a natural disaster evacuation, such as for fire, earthquake, or flooding, a staff member will always take the lead. Volunteers need to remain calm and direct patrons to follow instructions of the staff. Regarding child and elder protection, if there's a reason to believe that a child or elder is being physically harmed, exploited, neglected, or sexually abused, under the Child, Family, and Community Services Act, a volunteer is legally responsible to report this matter to a supervisor as soon as possible and in confidence. Staff will assist the volunteer with this completely confidential process. Next, we'll discuss physical contact guidelines. We ask volunteers to be mindful of their actions at all times. Physical contact is never secretive and should be avoided. Volunteers should not provide personal care or assistance in the bathroom. Volunteers must avoid lifting others. When in doubt, ask your supervisor. Next, we discuss harassment and respectful workplace. The District of West Vancouver is committed to providing and maintaining a positive work environment that is free from all forms of harassment, discriminatory, sexual, or personal. Any form of workplace harassment is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Harassment is considered a serious offense. The BC Human Rights Code prohibits discriminatory harassment, defined as discrimination on the basis of sex, sexual orientation, age, race, color, ancestry, place of origin, political belief, religion, family status, marital status, physical or mental disability, criminal conviction, gender identity, or expression. Examples may include practical jokes, unwelcome comments, verbal abuse and threats, intimidation, physical abuse, patronizing or condescending behavior, and vandalism. Sexual harassment includes unwanted, unwelcome, unsolicited sexual attention or advances. It includes jokes, unwelcome remarks, questions displaying graphic pictures, leering, staring, unwanted physical contact or touching, and sexual assault. Personal harassment includes disrespectful conduct and behavior that disrupts civility and cooperation in the workplace and interferes with the efficient flow of work. It includes demeaning comments on ability or appearance, non-constructive criticism to intimidate or imply incompetence, bullying, abusive language, threatening, shouting, and threats of violence. If a person considers actions or comments to be offensive, and if a reasonable person would consider such actions or comments offensive, they should be regarded as such. Harassment can occur even though there is no intent to harass. It is as much the effect of the behavior as it is the intent that determines whether harassment has occurred. If you think there's an issue or a reason for complaint, see your direct supervisor or the volunteer coordinator for the next steps. Confidentiality must be maintained. Respectful behavior includes treating others with courtesy, fairness, and equality, being respectful and considerate, including everyone, especially individuals with different strengths and opinions, encouraging and supporting others to learn and practice personal conflict resolution and respectful workplace skills. Please speak with the volunteer coordinator if you have any further questions about these policies or procedures. Now, here are our policies regarding smoking, drugs, and alcohol. During their volunteer time, or while engaged in volunteer-related activities, volunteers are prohibited from using, selling, possessing, or distributing alcohol, drugs, except medications, and drug paraphernalia, selling or distributing medication, reporting for or being on duty while impaired by alcohol or drugs or their after effects. Volunteers must immediately notify their supervisor where their cognitive or motor skills may be impaired for any reason, including from the use of alcohol or drugs. Responsibly use medications. If a volunteer is taking a medication that may impair their cognitive or motor skills, they must notify their supervisor prior to starting their volunteer work. Volunteers must notify their supervisor as soon as possible of impairment or suspicion of possible impairment by the use of alcohol or drugs by co-workers in the workplace. Volunteers who contravene these policies may have their volunteer assignment with the district terminated and may be banned from future volunteer opportunities with the district. The District of West Vancouver Smoking Regulation, Bylaw number 4607, regulates areas where smoking is not permitted. Smoking is prohibited in and within 6 meters of common areas, customer service areas, and in any municipal parks, beaches, buildings, or community centers. Smoking or using electronic cigarettes, vaping, is not allowed during and in between volunteer times. Volunteers who wish to become inactive should let the volunteer coordinator know. It is courteous to give a minimum of 2 weeks written notice before their last shift. It's useful to provide reasons and feedback about the volunteering experience. Volunteers who remain inactive for more than 2 years have an inactive status. If they want to resume volunteering, they need to contact the volunteer coordinator. Reasons for dismissal. If a volunteer jeopardizes their volunteer role, the volunteer coordinator does have the right to move or replace him or her, especially if it's a matter of safety or for operational necessity. Volunteers who contravene any of the district's policies or engage in any form of harassment may have their volunteer assignment terminated. Next, we discuss the District of West Vancouver's Code of Conduct. Our goal is to provide a safe and friendly environment for everyone in our facilities, participants, staff, and volunteers. If you have any questions or concerns, please speak to a staff member. Everyone at our facilities has the right to be treated with respect, courtesy, fairness, and equality, to feel safe in an accessible and welcoming environment, to be free from harassment, discrimination, and physical or verbal abuse. Everyone at our facilities has a role to treat each other with respect, courtesy, fairness, and equality. Respect everyone, regardless of diversity or ability. Use the facility and equipment in a safe and respectful way. Please always follow our Code of Conduct. Next, you'll find links to our volunteer opportunities and legislative services websites, as well as other important sources of additional information. In order to complete this orientation, you need to take a short test on what you have learned so far.